Zwift training plans. What are they all about? Are they any good? And what training plan am I currently doing? Let's get into it. So, you join me here in Watopia, and we're doing a week 3 strength session. So on the left hand side you can see the intervals that I've got to do, and I've chose to go up Alpe du Zwift. Never done it, and just for the record, I have got my sessions on erg mode, which I'll explain in the voiceover. So, see what Alpe du Zwift's all about. This course is 11 miles and 3,000 and something feet. I don't think I'll make it to the top in the hour, but let's have a look, and well, also see what the session's going to be like. I put this blue shirt on. I won't normally ride in this, but hopefully at the end of the session you can see how sweaty it gets me. Make for good content. So while I'm at it as well, please do consider pressing that subscribe button. Got more videos in the pipeline coming up, and please press the like button if you think I'm going to make it up this Alp. It'll give me a little bit of motivation to try and get up there. So let's get cracking, get into the warm up, and we'll come back at the first interval where I'll be doing a voiceover, because I imagine that this is going to absolutely destroy me. Well, as I've just been saying, I'm doing a 6-week beginner FTP builder, which is one of the training programs that you can click on Zwift. So each week involves 4 rides, and they're based around you do a foundation ride, a strength ride, then you do another foundation ride, then you do a tempo ride, which I'll go into further in other videos down the line if you want more info on this. So this video is basically an overall view of how I've found the first 3 weeks of the sessions that I've been doing. So far, the majority of the rides have felt relatively easy, if I'm honest with you, but towards the end of each ride I have felt them getting harder. But now I'm into week 3, they do feel like they have actually stepped up a little bit, to the point that I'm not having any pains or anything, but I'm certainly feeling each session at the end. Hopefully at the end of these 6 weeks my FTP increases, which is ultimately, you know, what it's all about. So please do consider pressing that subscribe button and joining me on this journey to see how much fitter I can get in the new year. I'm going to be doing, I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to do a 12-week one or I'm going to base it more around doing some races and stuff, because the races are really good and I'm struggling to find time to do more races. So the actual training so far has been well thought of. Now, as you've been watching this video, you've probably seen little prompts coming up. So the ride starts and they break down to you what you're actually going to be doing within this ride, the way the ride's going to be structured, and then also on the left hand side of the screen, as you can see, it gives you a minute by minute breakdown of what you're going to be doing. So what watts you're going to be doing, how long it's going to be, but it's not until you're actually going into it that they tell you what kind of cadence you're going to be pushing for. But the way they thought out has been really good so far. Then also as well, before you get started, well, as you're doing your warm up, it tells you what stuff you're going to be needing. So towel, fan, drink, and a couple of times it has actually prompted me to turn them on and make sure I've got these where I've had to jump off the bike and go and fill my water bottle up, get the towel and turn my fan on. Because trust me, training indoors, you will need it. So as you can see, we're just coming up to one of the segments here. I've just fast forwarded it, and you can actually see there it says spin faster. That's the big bold writing you can see, that's my actual wattage what I'm putting out, and just to the left of that you can actually see the wattage that I need to be producing and the actual cadence that I need to be doing. So as you can see, it's saying spin fast, I'm actually where I need to be. For this session here I actually had erg mode turned off, just purely because when you're doing the big wattage you need to be putting out as much effort as you can. It actually wanted me to produce 385 watts, but as you're going to see in a minute, you're going to see the actual wattage what I put out. just purely because I want to push myself as hard as I can. And again, you can see the natural messages are popping up from the trainer. So stay seated, maximum neuromuscular, because the easy thing to do it is actually stand up, and that actually works a different muscle group in your leg. So like I say, I'm following this to the T as best as I can anyhow. So just give it a minute. So as you can see there now, the actual arch is coming up, and just above the big ball right, you can see it's counting down 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and here we go. So drop it down to the big gear and then start giving it as much as you can. As you can see there, 660, 650. I'm actually on here. I don't actually know which segment I'm on at the minute. I know it was hurting. Yeah, and like I say, there's the prompts again. It gives you some great prompts. Just keep saying just to keep you going. It does give you motivation, and you know what's coming up. And then these 2 minutes, it might seem like a lot before you actually do one of these training sessions, but trust me, they pass by so quick. So yeah, that's one of them. So let's fast forward to the end so I can show you the messages that pop up there. So here we are, coming up now to the last interval, the last 10-second interval, and the messages that you get are really, they do get you going. So let's see what kind of power I put out there. As you can see, to the previous interval, no way putting out as much power as I was. I was dying at this point. Yeah, so as you see, that's at the end of the session. It does give you some great little tips. Gives you a little bit of a pat on the back. So at the end of each session, you do get a cool down phase of the actual ride, where they actually spin you down and they will decrease the actual watts that you're doing and just cools you down and just gets you ready. As you can see there, keep sipping on those fluids throughout this cool down and take some nice deep breaths. So like I was saying, they do give you a big pat on the back for the performance of the ride. However, the session's only as good as the effort you put in. On a couple of occasions, I've missed some intervals through being caught out, changing music, adjusting the actual setup to suit me as a manoeuvre. Still trying to find my way around the setup. And it doesn't reflect that at the end. It is just a pre-recorded thing, so you know, you could go half-assed on this and not do it well, and you would still get that same thing at the end. I think it would be a good feature if they added some kind of constructive criticism in there at the end of the day, you know, like, well done, but next time try a little bit harder, stick to the program, blah 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 blah. I think that would be a good feature to put in there. Also, another good feature that I would like to see incorporated into this is if they brought in it some sort of stretches that you need to do at the end, how long to leave it until you do your next session. I just think that would add a whole other level to the actual experience. So yeah, that's my Zwift training plan that I'm doing at the minute. Been a bit of a nightmare to edit this one and actually get the content together and put it out, but yeah, it's a real good, I've got to say, big fan of Zwift. I think it's great, especially over winter, and I know full well I will be a better rider at the end of it. Certainly a hell of a lot fitter. I've actually been feeling it just on my commutes to work. Found myself wondering what kind of wattage I'm putting out going up past the hospital to work. But yeah, it's I'm excited. So as I said at the beginning of the video, I weren't planning on putting a video out from Alpe du Zwift just yet. I was going to be doing it next month. I am going to be doing it next month. And I got this far up at the end of the ride. I was actually at 1,600 feet, 6.9 miles into the ride. Thought it's only 4 miles left to go, not realising there was another 2,000 foot left to climb. So I just carried on. So the camera actually goes off me actual recording. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward a little bit, because I'll tell you the story in a minute. Let me get it up to the bit. It was great. So as I was saying, you can't hear the sound from the actual ride because it's the screen recording only records. So as I was saying, I was messaging my mate Phil Cromber, who's also got a channel, as I mentioned him loads in here. I was messaging him and he was just sending me little bits of motivational things saying, you can do it, you can get up there, mate, well done, you're smashing it. And then I got a message off him saying, "Who's that in front of you?" And I was like, "Huh? What?" Well, see, on about. I was like, "You know what's who's in front of me?" And this ain't the actual part. But then I FaceTimed him and went, "Who's that with you there?" And then when I FaceTimed him, he didn't even click at first. He was actually he'd actually on his turbo trainer at home. And then lo and behold, who pops up? But no other than Phil Crombie himself. Now honestly, I was so close to the end there that I was ready for throwing the towel in. As you can see, I've been on the turbo trainer for 2 hours and 6 minutes. I was dead. I was full on, just battered. I was just completely out of it. And just having someone there, having Phil there with me, I don't know, it just spurred me on. It just gave me a proper royal kick up the arse. I would honestly, my legs today have been in bits because of this. Next time I will do it faster. I'm not going to break it by much, but that training session I did on this ride, it did actually slow me right down going up in here, because I would have put out an average higher wattage. I think I could have probably averaged about maybe 190 comfortably all the way up there, maybe 200 watts all the way up there. And it spurred me on. So let's just forward it to the end where they actually make it up to the top, because it was a cracking feeling. So here we are, we're just coming up and it's just levelled off. And honestly, I know I'm indoors, I know I'm in the house, but honestly, the sense of achievement of getting up here was unbelievable. As you can see there, 3,475 feet over 11 miles. Unreal. And once I was actually doing it on my own, trust me, every single slight incline you could feel, it was killing me. I was dead, I was gone. I burnt 1,500 calories in this session and my appetite today's been through the roof. Just, yeah, cracking feeling. I don't know if the Alpe du Zwift is actually like this on top, I haven't a clue, but yeah. As the t-shirt says, there don't seem to be no life around here. There really isn't doing this. Didn't even have any food, and all I had was one bottle of water. I was just completely done in. But yeah, great feeling. Anyway, let's get on to the best bit. So it's turbo time downhill. I actually ridden for maybe 20 seconds, and in the end I just thought I'm getting off the bike, and he rolled it all the way down to the bottom. But we will return to this hill once I've completed this 6-week training session, so please do consider pressing that subscribe button. That next video is going to be interesting to see what I can get under. In my head I'm thinking hour and a half, probably maybe more realistically to an hour and 45, but it's going to be an absolutely killer brutal session. So once again, I know this has been a bit of a mishmash. I am trying to learn the way around getting these edits right in my head the way I want them. So please do consider pressing that subscribe button. Got plenty of content coming up in the future. I've actually got a surprise video coming up for my son. By the time this is released, he'll have had his surprise new bike day for my youngest lad. So the mountain bike video will be next one after this. So yeah, please do stay tuned, and I will see you in the next one. Ride safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.